name is Visibility, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this abstract kind of wireframe model or render. And I'm going to say that I didn't come up with this design. The person that I got it from is Ducky3D or Nathan Duck. I'll link his channel in the description. Go check him out. He makes great tutorials. And yeah. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new file and delete our default cube by pressing X. We're going to Shift A and add a icosphere. And we're going to subdivide it 5 times. Okay, so now we have this. I'm going to duplicate it by pressing Shift D on my keyboard. And I'm going to duplicate it about 6 times. And I'm just going to position this 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift click on all these icospheres. I'm going to press Control J. Then I'm going to press Control D. Oops. I'm going to press Control D or Shift D, not Control. Then I'm going to delete our original icospheres. The reason I'm doing this is because the Shrinkwrap modifier does not detect the first set of icospheres as a object for some reason, and so you just have to duplicate it. Okay, now the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add another icosphere. It should automatically be subdivided. If it's not, just go down here and subdivide it 5 times. I'm going to scale it up and position it to where it covers all of the icospheres. And we can verify that by going into wireframe mode and seeing that it does indeed cover all the icospheres. Okay, that's it for the tutorial. I'm joking. But now what we're going to do is with this big icosphere selected, we're going to add a Shrinkwrap modifier, which is right here. And the target is going to be our icospheres, and just turn your offset up to about 1 to 2, depending on how much clipping you have. So now we have this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a smooth modifier, and I'm just going to change it to about 3, and then right click on it and shade smooth. So now we have this completely smooth thing, but we have clipping again. So just over here on your shrink wrap, just change the offset to about 4 and make sure that no other object is clipping, and it's not, so we're good. And now I'm going to add one more modifier to this shrink wrap, and it's going to be a wireframe. So now we have this big hunk of mess right here, which obviously we don't want. So I'm going to change my thickness down to about there, to where we have this kind of spider web thing going on, which is really cool. And now we're going to add our materials. So we're going to click on this and duplicate this window. And I'm going to go into shader editor. I'm going to add a new shader, and I'm actually going to go on render view for this. And I'm going to change the base color to a purplish pinkish, and I'm going to change the metallic all the way up. So now we have this, okay? Which is pretty cool. Now I'm going to add a material to these icospheres in the middle of it. And I'm going to do that the same way, but I'm going to add it like kind of blue color, and that looks pretty cool. So now we have our materials done, and this is the base model already. So what I'm going to do from now is I'm going to shift Shift A and add a plane and scale it up a lot. So I'm going to scale it up and bring it down a little bit, kind of do this. And I'm going to hit tab and select this line right here, and I'm going to press E and then Z, and then I'm just going to bring it up like that. So now we have this, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this line, Control B, and I'm just going to bring it out to about right there, and scroll on my mouse wheel to about there, and then I can tab out of edit mode. We can see it kind of has this kind of thingy on it where you can see the lines. We don't want that, so we're going to right click on it and shade smooth, and now that is gone. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to delete this lamp, and I'm going to add an area lamp by going Shift A, light, and area. And I'm going to bring it up kind of put it over here to the side and rotate it to where it's kind of right here. I'm gonna bring it over a little bit, kind of put it down. Then I'm going to put it on, oh, also I'm going to change my background color by clicking this world. I'm going to put it on black. So now I'm going to change this area lamp to be a kind of pinkish. Oops. Yeah, so now we have this pinkish kind of thing going on, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna just adjust the rotation a little bit. I'm gonna change the size. Okay, and now we can just Shift D and bring that over here, and then, oops, I'm gonna rotate it over here and just, oops, rotate it like this. Bring it back a little bit. I'm going to change this one to a light blue, so it's there. And I'm also going to Shift D this and bring it over here back. Same with this first area lamp. I'm going to Shift D and bring it back over here just so we have a little bit more light back here. And now actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. I'm just going to duplicate this background so we have a little bit more space to work with in our cameras. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a, actually, I'm going to go out of rendered. I'm going to Shift A and add a UV sphere. I'm going to scale it up to where it covers basically our whole scene. And you don't need to subdivide anything since this won't be in view. And we're going to click on it, make sure it's selected, go down here to materials, and we're going to add a principled volume. So now that we have this here, what we're going to do is we are going to change this volume into volume instead of surface. Okay, so sorry, I just had to cut out a part of the video because I'm just very stupid. So after you connect the volume to the volume in this, what we're going to want to do is we're going to notice that we don't have any volumetric lighting, and that's because over here in our render settings, we have to turn some of these on. Now I turn ambient occlusion on, bloom, depth of field, subsurface scattering, stream place revisions, motion blur, and most importantly, volumetric. And we can see now that we have this. And it's really, really dense. So over here in our principal volume, just change the density to 0.1 or lower if you want to. I'm actually going to change it to 0.05. Yeah, I'm probably going to change the intensity of these area lamps a little bit to maybe 20 right here. This one also 20. And I'm just going to right here, just Control Alt 0, and in our camera, I'm going to change the focal length. It's about right there. Then I'm going to G, just grab it. Yeah, Control Alt 0. G, just grab it, put it down a little bit. Then in our depth of field settings, just focus on object and select one of the icospheres. And now we have this, which looks pretty cool. And actually I'm going to just rotate this a little bit to where it is kind of on the ground. Okay, so now we have this kind of cool render, which I think is pretty cool. We have like volumetric lights, kind of fog and everything. And if you want to, yeah, I'm gonna keep this on white. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. If you liked it, then make sure to give the video a like. That really helps me out. Share it with your friends. If you guys want me to make more tutorials, then make sure to leave it in the comment section. That really helps. And yeah, so see you guys next time.